Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm pleased to be part of the subcommittee's work of examining the welfare system. The current maze of federal programs creates far too many opportunities for taxpayer dollars to be wasted due to fraud and abuse. Some people need help, others don't. I'm extremely concerned that without changing our approach to lifting people out of poverty, some people who need help won't be able to navigate the maze of all the federal programs to get the services they qualify for. It's a major problem when these programs offer benefits to people who don't need any, because those benefits should go on to those who need it. A number of welfare programs automatically pay benefits for a full year before reviewing whether the recipient's needs have changed. Mr. Chairman, without objection, I'd like to submit a news article titled, Michigan woman who won $1 million lottery ticket but kept using food stamps loses benefits from 2012 into the record.
Without objection.
Thank you. The report states that a Michigan woman won $1 million in the lottery, continued to receive $200 a month in state food assistance for 6 months. That's wasteful and ridiculous. She may have needed benefits before winning the lottery, but single people who earn $1 million in any calendar year should not get food stamps. Cases like this take away limited resources from people who really need a hand up. When our programs lack proper eligibility reviews, we waste precious taxpayer dollars. It's this simple. If you're not eligible for benefits, you shouldn't get benefits. There are more reports that detail how prisoners and even dead people collect millions of dollars in welfare benefits. Mr. Chairman, I'd also like to introduce into the record a news article that says Massachusetts audit finds dead welfare recipients collecting millions of dollars.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Here I have a 2013 news article that detailed a state audit from Massachusetts where $18 million was distributed in questionable public assistant benefits. To quote this article, quote, in 1,164 cases, deceased recipients continued to receive a total of $2.39 million in benefits up to 27 months after they had been reported dead. Not a month, but 27 months. Dead people shouldn't get benefits, especially more than 2 years after they've been dead. When they do, taxpayers are defrauded and the people who need it most suffer. Mr. Chairman, without objection, I'd like to submit one more article into the record. It's titled, New Jersey Sent Welfare Checks to Prisoners.
Without objection, it'll be included.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In May of 2013, the New York Times reported in this article that $24 million in benefits have been paid to ineligible prisoners. New Jersey has state laws requiring unemployment, welfare, and pension benefits only go to people available for work. If you're not available to work and ineligible for benefits, you shouldn't get benefits. Again, I'm concerned that we're not using our limited resources efficiently and upset that our programs aren't making it to the people who need it the most. I could continue to list several examples of waste, fraud, and abuse. It goes on, but that's why we're here. Ms. Corrigan, I have a couple questions. In 2011, a GAO testified that simpler policies, better technology, and more innovation and evaluation could reduce inefficiencies. Has this happened?
I don't think it has to the extent that it should, Congressman. In our state of Michigan, I think we made great improvements. I wanted to point out state law was amended around lottery winnings after the $1 million lottery winner, and last year's Farm Bill included provisions on lottery winnings as well. We worked to get that in. I totally agree with your point, and we took action to change it.
Good. So we often also discuss, Ms. Corrigan, that we need to cut down on bureaucracy and tear down silos at the state and local levels when it comes to administrating programs. But what can and should happen at the federal level?
I believe the same proposition applies here as well, and that across committees there needs to be a look-see at programs, safety net programs across committees that would tear down silos. For example, in Michigan, the biggest barrier our workers found was transportation. Getting people in rural states to the work site is really difficult, and yet that is something that isn't touched on well enough. So could it be that you would reach out across the committee silos to look at safety net programs across committees to see how would it affect a client, you know, what these various needs are and how could they be solved?
I agree. One quick question. Do you know of any states that have model legislation where they're proactively identifying people who abuse the system?
The state of Maine. Mary Mayhew, Commissioner in Maine, I would invite her to be a witness. They are doing tremendous work on waste, fraud, and abuse in Maine.
Thank you so much. I yield back to
I
you.
thank the gentleman. Mr. Crowley, you're recognized.